Hi YouTube, it's Kathy and I'm here to do my TBR for the Queer Lit Readathon round 4. If you don't already know about this readathon, I will link my announcement down below. You can definitely join us. The readathon is happening December 1st through 7th, so you have time to pick a TBR. As always, we have this beautiful bingo board with 16 prompts. You do not have to do all of the prompts. However, I did pick 8 books that if I happen to read all of them in that week, will cover every single prompt. If you've seen my TBRs before, you know I don't like to know too much going into a book, so I know very basic details about these books. In some cases, just that they happen to cover the challenge I'm putting them on here for. So I will be able to talk to you about them way more in my wrap-up / my vlog, because yes, I will be vlogging that week. Our first challenge is a book with a protagonist on the ace or arrow spectrum, and for that I'm picking up Our Bloody Pearl. What I know about this: sirens, obviously set in the water, queer as hell. I say queer as hell because there's not just one queer person, there's not just two so they can get together. There's a whole host of queer people of different identities in this novel, and I'm very excited for it. Our group read for this round is Orpheus Girl. This is a book that is a Orpheus and Eurydice retelling that has to do with these two girls being sent to conversion therapy. Our third challenge is disability rep, and for this I will also be using Our Bloody Pearl because I believe that there are characters who use sign language and are deaf and or mute. I'm not sure what the rep is on that, but I will find out when I read it. There's also another book on my TBR that will also cover this challenge. The fourth challenge is one of my favorite. It's choose your own category and tell us what it is in your TBR. For this one, my personal challenge is a book I've been meaning to get to, and for that, that's going to be Wild Beauty by Anna Marie McLemore. Again, don't know too much about this one besides I really adore the author, and pretty much everyone in this book apparently is bi. For a book with a non-binary or trans protagonist, I'm finally going to pick up George by Alex Gino. This is a middle grade book about this child that wants to be in Charlotte's Web at their school, and they're told they're not the correct gender to play the role that they want. And from my understanding, this is a well-loved middle grade that I just haven't gotten to yet, and I'm very excited to finally be doing that. Our next prompt is graphic novel, and for that I will be reading the first volume of Sweet Blue Flowers. I'm going to be honest, I know absolutely nothing about this manga besides it's queer. There's also another really good reason why it's on this list, but we'll get to that a little bit later. This is about the part of the video where books start showing up again because our next prompt is middle grade, and I of course will be reading George. Our next prompt is person of color author, and for this one I could be using Wild Beauty. I've decided that officially I am using Sister Outsider, which is essays and I believe poetry by Audre Lorde. I've never actually read anything by Audre Lorde before, I just have heard of her life before and gone, I should probably read something by her. Now is the time. Sister Outsider is also my pick for my own voices read because obviously these are essays and this is very personal information from her lifetime, and it just seemed to work the best for this. This of course could be own voices for being a person of color, it could be an own voices for being a queer person of color. I'm sure there will be other identities in there I find as well. Next we have historical fiction, and here's what I know about the book I picked. It also has disability rep, and Julie from Pages and Pens loves it. That's literally all I know besides I think it's steampunk. It is the first book in a series, and it is called Timekeeper. There's a chance I knew a little bit more of the synopsis when I first picked it for this list, but it goes right out of my head. I purposely try not to memorize what books are about before I read them. Our next prompt is a new or new to you author. A lot of the authors on this list are actually new to me, but the one I've chosen specifically for this prompt is the book Black Iris. This is an ebook I picked up for myself because this one is very near and dear to my friend Melanie's heart, and I figured that I should pick it up just for that, and I'm very excited to incorporate it into this readathon, especially because the next prompt is a main character who is either bi or pan. And from my understanding, this is the first time Melanie ever saw pan representation on the page, and that really helped her figure out her identity, so I'm excited to read it for that. Next we have nonfiction, which of course Sister Outsider will also be crossing off the list for me. Next we have a rainbow cover. This could be literally a cover with a rainbow on it, or a cover that has one of the major colors of the rainbow on it, and for this I've chosen George because it has the colors that I need. Our penultimate challenge is a translated book, and it took me a while to figure out what I was going to use, and then I realized that manga I mentioned earlier, that will have been translated. Perfect. When in doubt and you can't find a translated book that you're actually interested in reading, manga. And finally, for a genre you don't usually read, I don't usually read poetry, and I definitely don't usually read essays, so Sister Outsider is doing a lot of heavy lifting on this one. So to recap, the 8 books that I will be trying to read in this week are George, Timekeeper, Black Iris, Sweet Blue Flowers, Sister Outsider, Wild Beauty, Orpheus Girl, and Our Bloody Pearl. I did the math on this and this is over 2,000 pages, so I'm really hoping I can do it. Like I said, I will be vlogging the experience so you can see my success or failure in that video when it comes out after the readathon. I also wanted to mention that if you're not following Queer Lit Readathon on both Twitter and Instagram at queer_lit, we've been doing recommendations every couple of days for all of these different squares. So if you're stuck on anything, each of the hosts have recommended one book each that we've read that fulfills that prompt and that we've enjoyed. So obviously, all of that will be linked down below. And there you have it. What are you putting on your Queer Lit Readathon TBR? Let me know about it down in the comments below. On the way down to the comments, if you hit that subscribe button, that would be very nice of you. You can like and share this as you see fit, and I will see you very soon. Bye!